How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Blue Shifting. Welcome back to Muv-Luv Monday. I wasn't sure this video was going to come out. Still kind of iffy on that, honestly. I'm just not feeling great. I got this really nasty sinus infection that just made it so I had a splitting migraine constantly, and it's finally dying down. It's not gone, but I think I'm at the point where I can A, breathe, and 2, muscle through it. So we're going to try and do this. But again, might be a shorter episode, but hopefully you're excited. I'm excited. And last time we left, we kind of had a get together with everybody. We got to see a little bit about the Russian duo pilots who were really, really, really impressive. And then we've seen this kind of tandem dinner convo where we have Yuuya, who's kind of socializing with his squad. And then we have Yuri, who is over here with some of the control room ladies who wanted to get to know her and kind of exchange cultural information, essentially, which has been really fun. All three of them seem really enjoyable and interesting. And like I said, I mentioned this last time, but again, I think while some people miss the classic style, the Muv-Luv haircuts and the Muv-Luv designs, I do kind of like the newer direction they go with, where things are a bit more muted, more realistic, and you have different. Each person feels a little different and has some diversity explained there. So that's pretty cool to see. Anyway, enough about that. Let's jump right in. By the way, Lieutenant, there's something I've been curious about.
なんだ? ブリッジ少尉のことです。
あ
あ。お知り合いですか? いや、私も彼が着任して初めて会った。彼の選出はボーニング社が行ったと聞いている。なぜ知り合いだと思ったのだ?
あ、いえ。ブリッジ少尉は日系人と聞いたので、それでいてラプターの開発にも携わったアメリカ屈指のテストパイロットだって聞いたものですから、てっきり注意が指名されたのかと。
Right, it's more that kind of assumptions oh, you share culture, so you must know each other.
ちょっと、少尉の経歴見てないの？聞いてばっかりじゃなくて自分で確認しなさいよ、まったく。申し訳ありません、注意。
いや、しかし、テオドラキス5長の言う通りだな。
はい、気をつけます。
注意は今日のケース47のブリッジス少尉をどうご覧になりましたか?
It was interesting.
腕前は悪くない。あの勝利は的確な判断力と卓越した操縦技能があってこそのものだろう。彼に限らず全体として見るべき点は多かった。
最後のブレーメル少尉との連携も見事でしたよね。
しかし彼はブレーメル少尉の援護なしで勝つつもりでいたようだけど。
You're both right.
学んだる少尉との不慮の接触があるまでは絶対そのつもりだったよね。
そうなんだ。
確かに彼は誰も頼らず一人で勝利するつもりだったと思う。ブレーメル少尉をいざという時の保険として扱っていたのは間違いない。
It's not an ideal way to approach a battlefield.
だが、その保険も最大限活かす意味で、アクティブイーグルをあの場に誘い込んだことは、彼が冷静だった証拠でもある。機体制御もアメリカ軍人らしく迷いがなく大胆だった。対人類演習を多くこなしてきただけのことはあるが。
Yeah, she's right.
うわ、ベタ褒め。
が、何ですか?
いや、別に。あのように優秀なものをメインテストパイロットに迎えられるとは、
Well, I mean,
頼もしい限りだ。
Has he never had any actual beta fighting experience? Because I could see her holding that against him.
我が国の XFJ 計画には多くの優秀なスタッフが参集してくれている。貴様たちの力もぜひ貸してほしい。
はい、喜んで。
こちらこそよろしくお願いします、注意。
私などでよろしければ。
うん。
All right. May 9th, 2001. I could have tacked that on the end of the last episode. I thought it was going to be longer. Briefing
この
room,
背部攻略戦を想定した国際合同演習は、発案こそソ連だが、プロミネンス計画本部の意向により、東西各国の開発部隊が参加することになった。
Okay. That'll be interesting.
これによって、計画には当然遅れが出る。だが、この程度であれば、十分吸収できる範疇だ。ブリッジ少尉以下テストパイロットはスケジュールの効果的消化を心がけよ。
See, this is where I think
ど
Yuuya's
う注
gonna.
意。私からは以上です。
Sorry, Yui. I think Yuuya's gonna underperform when it's against beta, even in a simulation, just because he's not used to that type of battlefield. What was the point of dragging me here if all we're gonna do is sit on my butt and watch this chick drone on and on? Heck, wasn't even the point of the entire briefing. All she did was read from the handout. She didn't even allocate time for Q&A. Besides, why are we being forced into a multinational exercise at such an early stage in the program? This is just pissing time away.
各員、手元にある進捗スケジュールは再度確認しておくように。ハイネマンさん。
いえ、私からは特に何も。
わかりました。以上、招待解散。
しゃあ、盛り上がってきたぜ。
なんだあいつ。やけに張り切ってやがんな。
Yeah, yeah, what's that about?
じゃあ招待ブリーフィングでね。
So the powers that be called us here, only to repeat practically word for word what was written on these documents. It's been a week since I assumed my post here. I figured today would mark the actual start of things, but distractions keep popping up. Pretty easygoing bunch. She knows we're falling behind schedule. Why can't she just come out and say it? What's the point of hiding from your staff? Maybe keeping us in the dark is the modus operandi. Yeah, I said that right. What am I doing? In the XFJ program, and what we're supposed to do as we're told, no questions asked, like good little robots.
不服そうだな、ブリジッショイ。
No, ma'am. Nothing of the sort. Hang on. There's a good thumbnail.
本当か？そうは見えないが。
I haven't been given enough information to decide whether I should be unhappy or not with our current situation, ma'am. Why is she singling me out? This woman's a real pain in the butt.
一つ確認しておく。
Uh-huh.
着任以来気になっていたが、貴様のその態度。本計画に対して何か含むところでもあるのか？
No, ma'am.
では、私個人に何か。
No, ma'am. Was this precious samurai dropped in her head as a baby? Nobody in their right mind would answer that question honestly to a superior officer.
そうか。では貴様に教えておこう。そのふてくされた態度は和を乱す。理由がないのであれば正せ。いいな。
They both see each other as children. That's kind of funny, actually. Poor attitude. F you. Why don't you try looking in the mirror, huh? Treat your surface pilots like we're robots or slaves. What's a great idea? I'm sure that'll do wonders for morale. May I ask a question?
許可する。
Is that an official order in your capacity as the lead developer, or are you trying to push your values onto me in a personal capacity, Lieutenant?
どのように受け取るか、貴様が決めていい。ただし、その態度は改めろ。いいな。
Oh, they're just gonna get along great, aren't they? Of course, I wonder if she's queuing up to be best girl in the sense that like she's beautiful and she's got a lot of talent, but like it's that classic almost like the tsundere butting heads and then like, oh, it turns out they're actually perfect for each other type of story. I don't know, like except for like the core Muv-Luv series, it's always been like streamlined and I haven't really seen many decisions so far, but I did see one, so it's making me wonder if this has a branching narrative or not. Not sure if that should be spoiled for me, because if it does, and I don't know that, it'll help me be more honest, like, naturally, by any choices I do make. I'm sure it'll happen if it's spoiled to me, but, like, just keep that in mind before you get down and typing away. Like, it might be interesting to see what ending I get if I go into this completely not understanding if it is choice-based or not. Because despite my best efforts, sometimes a bias creeps in if I get a good first impression of a girl. Anyway, these two are going to be great. I'll give it my best shot, ma'am, but I make no promises.
では努力を続けろ。わかったな、ショイ。
Yes, ma'am. I'll give him my best shot. So much sass. Mouthing off to any other superior officer, I would have eaten a couple lefts or rights. Patience of a saint? Not quite, but not far off either. That, or she's just a coward. Disruptive to the team, my butt. She's just worried I'll expose her. The woman drip feeds us a few nuggets of information and expects us to follow her schedule. No questions asked? How dare the samurai dip crap act like she's just trying to run a tight ship when she's treating us like her own personal slaves. Ugh. I just said before, I don't like Yuuya. I hope he turns around on me because so far he's just, That's the thing. I reserve judgment because I really didn't like Takaru at first and he became my best boy, so, you know, we'll see. We'll see, but so far, ooh.
話は変わるが、貴様は日系人だな、ブリジッショイ。
Oh. He's gonna be like, oh, here we go. And she's gonna like, try and not discredit your Japanese heritage anymore. So what? Yes, Lieutenant? What about it?
同じ血を受け継ぐ者として言っておく。貴様のそのいじけ切った精神は不愉快であり、
Called it! What did you say? This bee? Where did she get off acting all high and mighty? Does she actually think I'm glad to be half Japanese? Just how arrogant can the Japanese be? How can they just assume anyone would be grateful to belong to a race of pompous jacks? The whole project is in dire straits because of her leadership, but no, God forbid she take the time to for some self-reflection. Everything has to work her way because she's always right, even in her way is the one that got us into this mess.
何があったのか
that line
が
gave
知
me a
らない。
headache.
甘えるのもいい加減にしろ。貴様は日本人の面汚しだ。
Like, well, good thing I'm not Japanese then. The F? Don't tell me how I should think you be. The audacity of this woman to judge me for when she knows jack crap about me. Screw her and screw her country. The men are never stick around to take responsibility for their actions. The disgrace to Japanese people everywhere? Huh. Haven't you read my file? I'm American, born and raised in the United States. I bleed red, white, and blue. My sincerest apologies, Lieutenant. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but as it so happens, those character flaws you've been so helpfully pointing out are the most Japanese aspects of my personality. Oh,
何？
I say this as someone who shares your heritage, but this Japanese blood you hold in such high regard, it's nothing special. Gosh, fetch.
ブリッジ少尉。上官に対する言葉遣いがなってないぞ。
I thought she did that. No, he did. Lieutenant Dogula? Huh? Expect a woman to lay a hand on me, not him. I genuinely didn't see that coming. I'm very sorry, Lieutenant.
高村中尉。私の部下が失礼した。この責任は、
結構です、注意。こちらこそ、見苦しいところをお見せしてしまい、申し
ブリッジ
訳ありません。
少尉には、
I interrupted.
私からも言い聞かせておきますので。
お任せします。
貴様もさっさと戻って準備しろ。招待ブリーフィングは2時間後だぞ。
Yes, sir.
待て、少尉。
Oh, no. Oh, what now?
これは、招待ブリーフィングで伝達しようと考えていたことだが、後でまたふてくされられても困るので、ここで話しておく。
I like how she could get these jabs in, but in a professional way. Cut the sarcasm and get to the point.
知らぬい新潟が組み上がるまでの期間、貴様の登場機は、吹雪という機体になる。
Oh, yeah, he's not gonna like that. Fubuki?
吹雪はタイプ97と呼ばれるタイプ94直系の高等練習機だ。
Yeah. I think I might know something. I still want to play this. I haven't been able to do anything with it yet. I've been sick. Hopefully this week will be the week. A trainer craft? A test pilot flying a trainer craft? That's ridiculous. We're not developing a new iteration of the Fubuki for crying out loud. She's fetching with me, isn't she? Just how far would she go to humiliate me?
97式戦術歩行高等練習機、吹雪の資料だ。2時間後のブリーフィングまでに目を通しておけ。
I almost wonder if like it was going to be left up to them to decide who was going to take the Fubuki, but maybe she's just decided it's going to be him.
腕は確かだが、なかなかのくせ者。資料の通りだな。
私の物言いにも問題がありました。
苛立っているのはわかるが、注意はそれ以上だということまで頭が回らないか。
I don't know, he's getting under my skin too.
いえ、私は。
タイプ 941C の組み上げは大幅に遅れており、納得のいく説明は得られない。
Oh, wait, no. What am I saying? The Shira Nui's the one I've got. The Fubuki's the training one. That's right. I'm so dumb. God, I'm sure you all rolling in your computer seats just like with what I was saying there. I apologize. I'm not feeling well. I'm not gonna be at the top of my game.
何かしら思惑があるにせよ、ハイネマン氏のマイペースさにはさすがに私も困っているのでな。わかるつもりだ。
Why is he the linchpin of this operation? That doesn't make any sense. He's brand new. I mean, sure, he's good, right? But the other members are good too. They've kind of put him in charge of the squad. But why? If they didn't want him to be that position, that doesn't make any sense.
日本の将来を担ってここに来ておきながら、初めからそれでは辛いだろう。それに加えて、メインテストパイロットが、ああではな。
Oh, you know what it might be? When he got reassigned, if he was reassigned by the Alternative 5 program, people, like the people who were pro Alt 5, maybe they wanted to send him because they saw him as a troublemaker to test pilot and maybe potentially sabotage indirectly somebody who's working in the UN, which is associated more closely with Alternative 4. That would be interesting. I could see that being the political minutia going on there. Like, it's essentially like they're not actually expecting him to do anything. They're just kind of like, here, you take the garbage and we'll focus on doing our program, which is the far superior program. Oh gosh.
恐縮です。
Lovely memories.
だが、そうやってあがくことも注意の責務だ。文化の全く異なる者同士をどう御すべきか。日本人としての矜持をただ唱えるだけでは通用しない。
Yeah.
何？計画は始まったばかりだ。焦らず、着実に進めればいい。
は、ご忠告、ありがとうございます。
I clicked early again, dang it.
高村注意。お疲れ様です。
It's your new pack of friends.
ああ。
先ほどは大変でしたね、注意。
貴様たちにも不快な思いをさせた。すまなかった。
いいえ、注意は悪くありません。あの人腕もいいし、顔も割とまともだから、いいなって思ってたんですけどね。
You had to say his good points, though. You could have just said he's a jerk, but you had to give him his like, you had to admit that.
長官に盾つくなんて、いくらメインテストパイロットでも感化できることじゃありません。
少尉は最前線を知らないから、ああいう不満を口にできるんでしょうね。
Right. Yeah, because they've never. So it is true. So he's never been rotated to the front lines. He's never had to fight in the war. Of course, he's got an ego on his head. He's a really good pilot that's never had to actually use that skill in a life or death situation, except for the one he created himself.
いろいろと事情はありそうだけど、すべては自分の住む国があってこそなのに。
そうですよね。少尉は贅沢だと思います。
Yeah, I don't think he realizes that. Like, he's used to feeling like kind of like one of the bros, but here, like, he's kind of the outsider. He's never experienced like what they have.
環境は少尉の責任じゃないけれど。
もういい、貴様たち。すべては私の不徳だ。迷惑をかけた。
いえ、注意はもっとガツンと言って、あいつにごめんなさいって言わせてやればいいんです。
I wonder, it would be kind of fun to see her go toe to toe with him in like a what was it? What was the 47 was like the training battle?
こらこら、ブリッジス少尉だってあれでも上官よ。少しは敬意を払わないと。
あれでも。
ありがとう。皆の気遣いに感謝する。私は大丈夫だ。次の準備に取り掛かってくれ。
All business as usual.
それから、貴様たちには少尉とうまくやってもらわなければ困る。彼は計画の遂行には欠かせない。頼むぞ。
それでは失礼します。
そうだ。私には前に進むという選択以外にはないのだ。やるべきことは山のようにある。
I don't know why I just noticed this now, but she has her tie done really well. It's got the dimple in it too, like there's someone who's obviously seen how people do ties. It's a tall, it looks like it's a tall Windsor knot, but I'm guessing that's most likely because she's shorter. The way you tie, when you tie ties, I've grown up tying ties my whole life. And because if she's on the shorter side, then she's tying like the thicker part of the tie. And so it's kind of bulky like that, but it looks good. 180 minutes later. Why couldn't you say 2 hours? From a briefing room, C18, floor 1B, General Headquarters building. Ugh.
おい、トップガン。え？何？どうしたの？
A jab to the stomach with all her idiot strength.
偉いぞ。見直した。すごく偉いぞ。
What? She's congratulating me? Okay, great. So what did this bipolar F punch me? Tiny moron. What did I do now?
さっきのブリーフィング。今日の演習内容のことだよ。ソ連のあいつらを引っ張り出したじゃないか。
Oh, so they think this is a retaliation for the drone exercise he interrupted. Okay. I did. And what? And when? Oh, no, wait. I think I know what she's talking about.
まさかソ連が名指しで来るとはな。どう考えたって、この前のドローン撃破のせいだって。お前の挑発が効いたってことだろ
And I'm sure it's just limited animation style, but like, I don't like how her teeth are closed the whole time. It looks kind of intimidating and I don't know. It's weird. That's how it looks to you?
当たり前だろソ連が合同テストを持ちかけてくるなんて前例ないんだ。連中が長期スケジュールにないことやるなんて異例中の異例なんだぞ。
I see. Well, this is a favorable development.
いやー、お前のチェイスなんて退屈だなと思ってたけど、こりゃがぜんやる気が出たぞ。よーし。今度こそねじ伏せてやる。
Huh? No, let me stop you right there. This is a joint exercise, not a mock battle. We're not fighting each other.
まあそこはさ。
Oh gosh. Are you for real? Tiny, I'll get on my knees and beg if that's what it takes, but for the love of God, don't antagonize the Soviets.
あ？何それ？自分の獲物に手を出すなってこと？それとも私があいつらに勝てないとでも言いたいのか？
You see, it's one of those no good answer questions. Wrong. What I'm saying is I got under the skin, right? So let's keep poking the bear. Before long, you'll be off facing against your commie friends in a mock battle. Once that happens, we can go all out with no repercussions. Good things come to those who wait, you know?
ずいぶん気の長い子って。だいたいさ、そうなるって確証はあるのか？
I mean, this already worked. Well, I can't guarantee it, but what I can guarantee is that if you take the first shot during a joint exercise, that's the excuse they'll need to blow you out of the sky. And your idea ends when you're getting chewed out by Lieutenant Dogula again. I don't know where you were. Why? I didn't know you were a glutton for punishment. So yeah, you'll have to bear with it for now. There's a good chance the next time we meet them, it'll be on opposite teams in a mock battle, where you'll be free to open a can of whoop ass on their communist friends. Besides, Unit 2 is still in the shop, right? You want to give yourself a handicap, that's fine. But think long and hard. If you really want to start a fight, you can't win.
まあ、確かにね。
Like heck, I was gonna let my room temperature IQ creatures lack of impulse control cost me a chance at proving myself against the Scarlet Twins. Crap. Fighting them is one thing I'm looking forward to. Of course, I'd fight them right now if I could, but I'm not gonna even try unless I'm in peak condition. And you're gonna be in a Fubuki, so you're not gonna. No way could I hand them out in a freaking trainer craft. Well, them's the breaks.
お前はこれ以上借りを増やさないように気をつけるんだな、タリーさ。
うるさい BG。あんたは引っ込んでな。
おいおい、ひでえな。善意の忠告だぜ。なあ、ユーヤ。
Sure looks that way to me, VG.
ユーヤ ?BG?
おうよ。ユーヤと BG。お互い呼び方は、それが一番しっくりくるってな。
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
なんだよ。トップガンもマカロニも結構良かったのに。
冗談じ
No,
ゃねえ
they
よ。
don't.
じゃあ私のチョビもやめてくれよ。
それよりユーヤ、聞いたぜ。あの黒髪のチュイさんに絡んで、対象にぶん殴られたって？
I got into a heated discussion and I got lightly pummeled across the face. So, not as extreme.
こら無視すんな
いやー、そんなイベントが見れるんだったら、もう少し居残ってりゃよかったぜ。
I'm sure you do. You made the right call. Watching paint dry would have been more exciting.
ま、ほどほどにしとけよ。お互い、不慣れなポジションやらされてるもん同士なんだから。
You're kidding, right? Me and that chick have nothing in common.
ちょっとマカロニ私がトップガンと話してんだ邪魔すんな
Why are you so mad?
なんだよ、そう邪険にすんなって。今回は招待行動なんだぜ。チームワークが大事だって、この前ユーヤに教わったばかりだろう。
They're right.
あんたに言われたくないねいいからさっさと行きなよマカロニ
YouTube won't like it, but that would also be a great thumbnail. But I'm not gonna tempt the waters with YouTube in this one. Like, they get so touchy with visual novels and anime art styles. It's funny because you could have a thumbnail of like a normal person giving the bird to the camera and it would probably be just fine. But animation, oh no, crossing a line.
わかったわかった。行きゃいいんだろう、行きゃ。じゃあな。あ、それからマカロニはやめろ。
So, Tiny, picking up from earlier.
ああ、わかってるって。2番機の修理が終わるまではおとなしくしてるよ。
Good. Glad to hear it.
ああ、早く2番機直ってこないかな。なんでこんなに時間がかかるんだよ。
Do you even have to ask? It's because the Scarlet Twins beat you up 7 ways to Sunday. Duh. I'll ask Vincent about it later.
ああ、自分で聞くからいいよ。それにしてもあんたの相棒、かなりの腕だな。見直したよ。
You were underestimating him before? Yep, that guy's a genius. It didn't take long, and to think they were at each other's throats only days ago.
いやー、あたしら、整備兵は敵に回せないじゃんか。だから挨拶代わりにしぶしぶ声かけたら、エロい質問攻めにあってさ。それがまた的確なんだよ。
True. Vincent's love for TSF's borders on obsession. He's totally infatuated with the active eagle, so go ask him about it and he'll talk your ear off.
それならそうと早く聞いてくれればよかったのに。人見知りかよ。
Jeez. You guys could have gone along with the start, but no, you picked a fight with him at literally the moment we arrived.
男が細かいこといつまでも気にしてんなよ。ま、とにかく、優秀な整備兵は貴重な財産だ。2番機の仕上がりが楽しみだよ。
You're giving me a headache. Agreed. I am also getting a headache. Maybe this wasn't a great idea to record, but I'm already about more than halfway, so I can do it. The fact Tiny recognizes Vincent's skills proves that she's a great surface pilot. I wonder, is that why she became annoyingly buddy-buddy with me? Though to be fair, I've become pretty outgoing myself. Now that I've worked with Tiny and VG a few times, I can say for sure we're hitting it off. Quite the contrast with the mopey loner I was back in Groom Lake. These guys are team players, and I have yet to witness any of that locker room bullcrap I'm so familiar with. Yeah, this is how the development team should be. I like that. So it's funny because like this is also, I think, a contrast to people who have had to fight in the front lines and seen real action. It's like you can't afford to be petty. Like it happens, but you like it's like their first instinct is going to be to like put aside differences. I think. Where it seems like for the Americans and the cushiness of like the safety of the states, they have the luxury of being picky about who they spend time with. All the more reason that Japanese doll's attitude pisses me off so much. The Japanese have a real talent for getting on my nerves. His lack of professionalism is dragging down the development, sticking your lead test pilot in a training craft for craps and giggles. Come on. It's like she doesn't even want to develop the new TSF, for goodness sake. There it is. Looking up the definition of unreliable scrap metal, and you'll find a picture of the Type 97 Fubuki. Check out that frame. Way too flimsy. Whole thing's about to be as intimidating as a starving supermodel.
あざは増えてないみたいだな。
What?
招待ブリーフィングがあったんだろ。また注意に絡んでぶん殴られてないかと思ってさ。
Wow, he knows us that well. Hilarious, Vincent. You know I'm not trying to pick a fight. She's the one provoking me.
たく、ガキだよな。
Well, yeah, you can't expect me better from a Japanese doll. He's talking about you, dude.
知っててボケてんじゃねえよ。お前もだって相棒。
What was I supposed to do? Not answer her questions?
そういうところがガキなんだって。ぶん殴られて当然だ。
Sorry for being me.
なあ相棒。ここはグルームレイクでもホームタウンでもない。誰も俺たちを異物扱いしねえって。
Which is really nice. Well, that remains to be seen.
そら確かに人間怒った時の方が本音が見えやすい。でもな、何考えてるかわかんねえやつ片っ端から挑発して反応を見るってのはもういいんじゃねえのか？そのせいで散々苦労してきたじゃねえか。ここでわざわざ繰り返すこともないと思うけどな。
Whatever, man. Anyway, what did you think about this dainty little ballerina? Can it be used as is or not?
まさかとは思うがお前、この練習機ミッションが注意の異種返しだなんて思ってるんじゃねえだろうな。
No, not really.
ま、そう思う気持ちもわからんでもない。 だがな、実証実験機の組み立てが遅れているのは事実だ。
Right. What's your point?
キャリアがあるって言っても、お前が関わったのはアメリカ機の開発だけだろ。組み上がるまでこいつで慣れとけっていう注意のオーダーは、至極真っ当だと思うぜ。
I mean, he's got a point there. He's going to be flying in a Japanese-based, like, framed TSF, so getting used to, like, the differences really could benefit him if he can see past his own prejudice. Nothing reasonable about superior officer withholding crucial information, like, say, delay in development for the main test pilot.
わざわざ海を越えて持ち込んでる以上、当初からこいつでの完熟は計画に組み込まれているはずだろ。確かにあの言い方はどうかと思うが、注意だけをせめてやるな。
I like Vincent. He's like the voice of reason I wish I could be in the story.
悪いことは言わねえ。今は黙って乗っとけ。
So, do we know how late the proof of concept unit's gonna be?
少なくとも週単位だな。でもって、注意の焦りはどこ吹く風で、アイネマンのおっさんは、今朝の調子でマイペース維持してるってわけだ。
Sounds like Boeing couldn't care less. Did they even realize who stands to benefit the most from this project?
そう言うな。仕方ないさ。モーニング独自の蓄積に基づいた回収パーツが、この計画の肝なんだ。現場の主任。
I don't give a darn about politics. All I want to know is, can we use this guy or not?
性能的には問題ない。あとはお前次第だ。
It still looks pretty cool. The Fubuki, he's complaining about it, but I still think it looks nice. I'm sorry, I completely mixed you guys up. I feel so stupid for that. Gosh darn it, it's gonna haunt me. It's gonna haunt me for the whole week. Alright, can't say I like it, but the mission's a mission. Guess I have to grin and bear it.
ま、それだけは信じられるんだけどな。ちなみに、1対3だぞ。
You have what at 3 to 1?
俺たちのレート、お前と注意。どっちが先に白旗を上げるかってんな。
Oh no. Gambling again? Mechanics never change. This bunch could take bets on how fast paint dries.
それこそが整備兵の整備兵たるゆえんなのさ。
I mean,
国連だろうがアメリカだろうが関係ない。
when you sit at the back and get yelled at all the time for not being fast enough, they gotta entertain themselves somehow. I guess. Anyway, you can relax. I'm gonna help you make a killing this time.
お？いつになく謙虚だな。少しは成長したか？
Humble? How so?
俺は博打に市場は挟まない主義でね。今回はサムライガールに乗った。
What? Vincent, you traitor?
おいおい、そんな捨て犬みたいな目で見つめないでくれ。心が痛むじゃねえかよ。
I like Vincent. This butthole.
いやー、やっぱり謙虚さは大切だよな。お前は白旗を上げることを覚え、人として一回り成長し、俺は賭けに勝つ。いいね。美しい。嘘だよ。ちゃんとお前にかけてるから安心しろって。
Not like I care. Do whatever you want. How very tsundere. This effort's having a blast at my expense. Anyhow, how's the tiny Unit 2 holding up? She's been bugging me to ask you.
ああ。背中のスラスターとジャンプユニットはまだ当分かかりそうだ。機体の方は行っちまった走行の感想だけで済んだが、何しろ墜落機だからな。連装系や制御系のチェックは念入りにやらんと。
Actions have consequences. That's what she gets for acting like an idiot.
待ちきれなくて文句言ってたろ。
Believe it or not, she spoke highly of you. Seems you managed to win her over.
ああ。一番機の調整もちょっとやってやったんだよ。お前と違ってあのチビはシンプルだからな。後腐れもないし、調整も楽なもんさ。
She probably flips over to the other side of that coin pretty quick too, though. Sorry, but you know me. I hold on to grudges.
ああ、一発やったぐらいで女房ずらする女と同じレベルだぜ。
Okay. But that's without analogy. Don't you dare compare me to that kind of gutter slut. Gee. What is it that opens her legs for you?
マンダラでもねえくせに強がるなよ。俺に憧れてるんだろ？仲良くしようぜ。
Would you stop with the stalker crap? Just move on, please? We don't have all day.
照れちゃってもう仕方ねえな。俺、データシート。
Hmm?
最後に操縦系だが、まあ見ての通り、完成ユニットもシートもアメリカメーカーのライセンス生産品だ。戸惑うことはないだろ。
Hmm.
おい、ゆうや。お前、ちゃんと聞いてたか？
Sure am.
ほんとかよ。ただぼーっとしてたんじゃねえだろうな。
I was listening intently, of course. Long story short, this TSF's a copy of the Eagle. The Type 97 ties to the copy the best of the second generation F-15C Eagle. That's how you end up with a third generation machine that's still inferior to the F-15 Strike Eagle.
何が言いたいかわかるぜ。けど先生、残念だが、タイプ97は正真正銘の第三世代機だよ。確かにイーグルをベースにしちゃいるが、日本人はすげえいい仕事をしたぜ。
I mean, like it or not, Yuuya's will probably understand in the future that the Japanese have absolutely perfected a lot of the designs of TSFs. Especially for beta combat. You know, the reason we fight. As long as it doesn't crash, they could dress this piece of junk up in a kimono for all I care. I'll show you how to handle it. That's what the test pilots are for, anyway.
ま、百聞は一見にしかずってな。とにかく動かしてみろ。いろいろわかるはずだ。
Training grounds, A103, test site 18. Oh, B, what is it with this darn machine? Ugh. Oh yeah, he's really struggling. God, there goes my firing window. Piece of crap's giving me the response isn't giving me the response I want. Why the heck is this why does it skid so much? There's brand new machine. It's not like there's a mismatch with some other personal pilot's data. Is this TSF even running on the same OS? Maybe not.
Yuuya, 何遊んでんだ!
By the way, the animation scenes in this absolutely get these videos claimed. There's nothing I can do about it.
しっかりしなよ、トップガン。初めて見るベータの大群にビビったのか？この程度の数、アジアじゃ普通だよ。
ヨーロッパもな。
It's not the problem, it's this machine. I'm in deep crap. None of the system warnings went off, and the TSF's behaving normally until it reaches the first training grounds. All TSFs advance to intercept the enemy. I'll catch up with you ASAP. Why do I even bother ordering them around? They're already taking care of everything. Oh, gee. I'm the problem here. I'm the one dragging the team down. I need to shape up. I'm a test pilot, for goodness sake. Not just any test pilot, I'm the main test pilot. Call sign number 1. Oh, fetch. Uh-oh. What's wrong with me? I'm twitching the sights around like a fetching amateur.
Yuuya, 何をやってる? 刀を使え!
What? The blade? Right, I have a melee blade for close quarters combat. I never used anything like besides a knife. Whatever, no time to overthink this. Here goes nothing. Yeah! God, it won't go down. Crap. Oh my gosh.
コマンドポストより正体発揮。状況終了。ジャイブスシステム停止。速やかに演習開始座標に復帰せよ。
Yuuya. He's gonna complain, say it was the machine's fault. How much you want to bet Yui then jumps into it and goes out and does it super well.
よー、お疲れさん。お待ちかねだぜ。
Hmm? Look at her. Picture of stoicism. Please, woman, I know you're dying to chew me out.
本日の結果、少しは恥じているのか、少尉。
Yes, of course I am, Lieutenant. Speaking as a service pilot, it was an embarrassment. I mastered every technology demonstrator machine the US military's thrown my way, but I couldn't get a handle on the Japanese piece of garbage. Ashamed it doesn't begin to cover it.
合同テストの結果は、デブリーフィングを待つまでもなく明らかだ。西側の総合スコアは、東側の足元にも及ばなかった。特筆すべきは、 ソ連軍試験部隊だ。受け持ち区画のベータを一掃する大戦果を挙げている。
F you! You don't need to rub it in my face, and besides, the Scarlet Twins carry their team and you know it.
対して、貴様が指揮した我がアルゴス小隊は、最後まで防衛線の押し上げができなかった。非撃墜機こそ出さずに時間いっぱいしのいだが、お粗末としか言いようがない結果だ。
Okay, good. I thought he was getting taken out at the end.
貴様は当初、吹雪の挙動に戸惑っていた。乗り慣れない機体である以上、それはやむを得ない。だが、機体特性を理解し、状況と折り合いをつけず、結局最後まで米軍流を通した。例えば軌道制御だ。鋭角ターンで姿勢が不安定になると分かった時点で、それに固執せず、艦船会で対処することもできたはずだ。
With all due respect, Lieutenant, we're talking about the kind of maneuvers that any American TSF can execute without a hitch.
ほう。構わん。続けろ。
Then let me get straight to the point. There's a fundamental problem with the TSF's design. I was able to execute any kind of maneuver I could conceive of when piloting an Eagle. Heck, even an F-4 Phantom, which is an obsolete model by now. The Type 97 is sorely lacking in horsepower. The engine output just doesn't match the machine's peaky thrust acceleration curve. I'd be caught dead before deploying a decrepit TSF like this in actual combat. The way it looks to me, you Japanese tinkered with the Eagle a little bit too much, and in the process, you eliminated all of its strengths. The Type 97 is utterly misadjusted. I participated in the Raptor's operational test. I can say with confidence that the third generation TSF is on a whole nother level. If the Type 97 is this bad, I can only imagine how terrible its predecessor, the Type 94, must be.
要するに、今日の結果は機体のせいだと言いたいのか?
Not at all. My job is to bring out the potential of any machine I pilot, and it's clear I failed. I'm not going to make excuses for my poor performance. I'm simply giving you an honest assessment of the Type 97's capabilities, acting in my capacity as a test pilot.
なるほど。
Can't believe the Japanese are actually downgrading existing TSFs under the guise of domestic development. Does the Japanese Empire care more about its international prestige than the lives of its own pilots?
吹雪の機体特性は、他の帝国製第三世代機を乗りこなすために設定されているものだ。加えて、練習機として設計されてはいるが、我が国では実戦配備もされている。
Yeah, she's nothing but talk, same as bureaucrats I've dealt with in my entire life. People like her don't give a half crap about the pilots' lives. People like her treat the rules as if they were commandments from God himself, but won't think twice about skirting them for their own benefit. An entire race of chicken hawks. The Japanese really are the bottom of the barrel. Okay, I'm used to the Americans getting beat to death in these in the Muv-Luv visual novels, but good grief, this is painful. Don't think, like, I understand he's got the bitterness. I get it, but oh my gosh, he needs to, like, chill out. What an awful thing to say. Service pilots have human rights too, you know. The whole idea seems insane to me. You might as well hand them a machine gun and send them out with a pat on their back.
何を疑うのも自由だ。だが帝国の英士は、貴様が直面した状況より過酷な前線に送り出されても、吹雪をうまく使いこなしているが。
Yeah, I find that hard to believe. Japan is the frontline country, and military affairs are a national priority. Disinformation is only to be expected.
信じないのも自由だ。だが、吹雪で錬成された我が国の英士は、貴様が絶賛する F15 も同様に使いこなすぞ。しかも、その者たちはすべて、半年の即成カリキュラムしか受けていない。最前線たる我が国には、英士を満足に育て上げる時間はないのでな。
So what? What are you trying to say?
つまり、少なくとも貴様の技量は、吹雪、F15 の両機を乗りこなす我が国の英士に比べ、確実に劣っているということだ。
おー。
はっきり言おう。貴様は未熟だ。
I have much to learn? Is he gonna actually go for her? Holy crap.
当計画のメインテストパイロットが、その程度であるという事実。それが早々に判明したことは、ある意味幸いだ。
Running your mouth, huh? I swear, if I were a dude, her face would have met my fist by now.
私は先日、貴様と招待英士たちが行った模擬戦、ケース47を観戦していた。確かに、あのような慣れ合いで満足しているようでは、 今日のような状況に即応できないのは当然だろうな。
She actually could have a point here. All of his exercises beforehand, especially because they are operate. Okay, the tradition of American like engagements, even like today, let alone in this world where they can afford to do it, where other countries can't, is to go in with superior firepower, superior advantage, and to not take like overt risks at all. Like it's pretty much usually off the table. So I bet you even running their drills, some of their worst case scenario drills are probably not even up to scratch to what's actually potentially a worst case scenario, just because they train being like, Americans will be like, we're going to be in an operation. It's going to be one that we plan and execute properly, right? Like we're never going to be caught off guard because we don't have beta invading our borders directly. That's a pretty glaring weakness if you think about it. What? What do you mean advantageous to you, Lieutenant? I demand an explanation.
自身と相手の能力を全て知り、なおかつその行動予測が可能な状況。逆に問うが、これのどこが慣れ合いではないというのか。ベータには人間の予測など全く通用しないんだ。そして死などものともしない強靭な生命体が無限とも思える物量で押し寄せてくるんだぞ。人間同士で戦うための演習などに何の意味がある。言っておくが、最前線にはテストパイロットなどという職業はないぞ。
I don't know who broke here first, honestly.
基本設計に問題があるだと？我々の先達はもっと性能の劣る機体で必死にベータの進行を食い止めてきたんだぞ。だからこそ我々は今こうしてのんきに演習ごっこに興じていられるんだ。
Trifling games? We test pilots risk life and limb time and again to obtain the data you so badly need. I dare you to call our exercises trifling games. No. Let me tell you who's playing games. You go on about your domestic development, but all you do is beg for our scraps, treating some half-baked upgrades like they're gosh darn technological breakthroughs. And then you refuse to share information with your pilots, from minor things like short-term goals to the actual freaking schedule. But we're still supposed to just follow orders like good little robots? How's that not playing games?
それは XFJ 計画のことを言っているのか。
What else could I be talking about? The only thing we get from you are these holier-than-thou lectures and not a single piece of actionable information.
いやー、わかった。わかりました。お二人の言い分はよーくわかりましたから、この続きはデブリーフィングで。ね、そろそろ整備始めたいかなーなんて。いやー、すみません。俺に免じてきた。ほんと、申し訳ないっす。
Like the rest of the Vader crew are like, oh, come on, we were liking that.
ローウェル軍曹。邪魔してすまなかった。
That Little Fort Entertainment District.
ほら、タリサ、グラス出せよ。乾杯すんぞ。
That's where we're gonna stop. Ooh, boy. I had fun with the voice acting of that, though. Like, it wasn't really voice acting because I wasn't changing my voice per se, but I feel like I've gotten better at putting inflection in my voice, even though, like, I mess up sometimes. Like, for a blind read-through, like, a script, I feel like I've gotten a lot better at, like, inflection and, like, getting intonation and sounding right. And I've also gotten a lot better at editing my audio. So, put those two together, and I've been really proud of myself lately. If I actually start feeling better, I think I might try my hand at some, doing some voice work on, like, the side, like, just as for fun. Like, obviously, I wouldn't be making money at it, but, like, it'd be fun to practice and get some, like, feedback from an actual, hopefully, voice coach, or at least somebody who's, like, familiar with voice work. Just because it'd be nice to be able to have a way to improve myself. I don't have a means to take lessons or anything. They're too expensive, and frankly, I just don't have the time, but maybe someday. Maybe someday. Regardless, thank you so much for being here today. I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. It was a meaty one, but we'll have to see what adventures and excitements we get up to next. While Yuuya and Yui butt heads, I really think she needs to take him onto the field and just show him like how good she actually is, because I know she's good. She has to be. She's part of she received Royal Guard training. She could be the worst of the Royal Guard, and she'd probably still be one of the best pilots in the world. So I really like to see him get humbled by her. But we'll get there. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel. I hope you guys had a good day. Hopefully I keep feeling all right and can record a few more videos this week, because I don't want to miss any days, but health's got to go first. I'm just lucky I've been recovering so quickly, but that's okay. Until next video, watch me up. See me next. I'll see you there.